Hey, Shawn, how impressed are you with what the bullpen's been able to do this year so far, especially when you consider Richard Blyer's gone, Hunter Harvey's been on the injured list. They were supposed to be two key contributors.
I think we've done a very good job overall. As you can see, like just by the numbers, but aside from the numbers, I think the communication aspect that we're doing between Holmes, Holty, Burkell, like that collective group, by studying our dots, studying what the other team's doing, and then understanding what our stuff does, the values, and the whole get into the blue thing that you hear everybody talk about now. And the catchers are doing a phenomenal job studying hitters as well. And I don't think it's just, one person. I think overall as a whole, we're relying on one another. We're talking about how we attack certain hitters. We're talking about how we attacked hitters last year. Givens is playing a huge role in that, who's had the most time out of anyone. So did Richard Blyer when he was here. So, like, those guys are kind of our go-to guys. Like, we go to, like, if we have a question about an individual person or how we can do something better than we did the previous outing, I think it's just really relying on one another and then, trusting our stuff and executing pitches.
Brett Hollander, go ahead.
Hey, Shawn, specific to Tanner Scott, just year over year, your perspective on his growth and maturity.
I think the biggest thing for him is, like kind of what we talked about last year with him. And, it also plays into a role of, as I've been there, the whole going up, going down, you never know when you're going to go up and down. That's huge when it comes to the mental aspect. But I think for him, the biggest thing that we've really like kind of tried to help him out is like, hey, dude, like your stuff is absolutely lights out. Throw it down the middle, let it play. And that confidence of throwing it down the middle term that we use, you see he's spotting up pitches. He's going in, he's going out, he's going back door with the slider. He's burying it when he needs to. He's going back foot to righties. And let's be honest, man, he's 97 to 101 with a fastball, with a wipeout slider. He's got some of the best stuff in the game from a left-handed reliever aspect in the game. And what he's doing right now, I don't think like in his mentality. You guys know him. He's a crazy individual. He's a really good dude. He works his butt off each and every day and is showing out there on the field. And I got the utmost respect for him and the way he's going about taking his business right now. And I hope he continues it all game because he's got a chance to make a lot of money in this game and help the Orioles for a long time.
Rich DeBroff, go ahead.
Shawn, because of the way the season's been structured, it was thought that the starters weren't going to be able to go deep, and you guys haven't gotten very many deep starts. How difficult is it to do what you guys have been doing to shoulder this great responsibility?
It's tough. As far as like, and we discussed that as a bullpen, as a whole pitching or like staff in general, like, relievers, we can, kind of stay up to par as much as possible. And we can kind of get going quicker than a starter can, where a starter's built up to that 3 to 4 inning mark, I think is where they were in spring training whenever we were shut down. And then you go to get shut down for 4 months. That's hard, especially not knowing when we're coming back to play. So you can't build up to 4, you can't build up to 5. And it doesn't matter what you do as far as simulating 60 pitches, that intent that you take to the game when another batter's in the box is completely different. So, they're doing a phenomenal job. And I think that aspect of as a relievers as a whole, coming in and getting the first pitch strike, trying to get ahead, get in and get out as quickly as possible. And as far as the inning, I think that's really helping us, and it's helping us be able to, kind of have that balance where 2 guys will go 2 days, 2 guys will go the next 2 days, and we're picking each other up. And, you're not going to win unless a pitching staff is doing that day in and day out.
Looks like we have a quick follow-up question from Brett Hollander. Brett, go ahead.
Yeah, Shawn, just on the next stuff, 14 games, AL East foes, obviously it's kind of the nature of this season, but just this stretch the Orioles are on right now in the division, your sense of the games to come here.
I think, as far as you look at our lineup, like yesterday, I'm sitting in the dugout in a 5-1 ball game, and just the presence and the communication and the excitement that the batters have, like with Sevy and Santander hitting the home runs and everybody getting on board. I think that says a lot about the Orioles because we were missing that last year. Yes, we're hot right now. The vibe's great. The atmosphere is great. It's a lot of fun being here, even in the clubhouse, having to wear a mask, being 6 feet apart. Like, we're still having a good time collectively. But I think that also takes to our presence on the field to where, you see when a guy hits a home run. You see when a guy goes oppo with a guy on second just to get the one run in for a single. the bullpen's going crazy. The starters are going crazy. We're coming in after the game to WhatsApp to Alex Cobb and Wojciechowski and all those guys, messaging us in the group app, like excited watching the game. I mean, and that goes back to the part where I talk about the collective effort. Like, we don't care who's in the box. We don't care what team's in the opposing dugout. Like you see it all over social media, like, oh, it's a fluke. We're staying solid. We're working in we're working here amongst ourselves, relying on one another, and we're trying to, avoid the noise. Like, we're taking it one game at a time, one day at a time, and we're trusting each other day in and day out. And I think it says a lot about us. And, yeah, we got a tough stretch with the AL East, but, hey, we play in the AL East. That's what it's meant to be. It's one of the toughest divisions in baseball, and we're here to compete day in and out and go out and get a W just like we are tonight.